Do you want to be in it? Welcome to Tuesday. Yesterday I did go to York and me and Kat had a lovely day. It was wonderful to see her again, to be honest. We're thinking about doing some touristy things, but in the end we ended up just basically talking the whole day. We went to a few bookshops. I did get some books. Those I will show you. I am sitting in front of my big pile of books, but that is because I am about to basically go through every single one and document it digitally, so I know exactly what I've got and write whether they are read or unread, to know my drastically disappointing percentage of physical TBR. It will be awful, it will be horrendous, and I will need to really work on it. But basically, when I went to York, I parked my car at my granny's house. Like last time I went through all my books, like quite a long time ago, I'd collected like 5 bags for life worth of books to donate to charity shops, and I'd given 3. But I still had 2 left, so I took those with me and I gave them to the Cats Protection in my granny's village. But then obviously I looked at the books. They're next to the till. I did get 4, and then in town when I was in York I got 3. So my dog is whining. He may knock his way into this room. So yeah, I got another 7 books, but gave away 2 whole bags for life's worth. Why are you whining? You can hear me. Don't know why he was whining. He's just lying on the floor of the bedroom with my boyfriend is having a nap. He seems fine. I like books about books and books about writers, books about witches. Those are like my 3, like I'm drawn to those. So I have heard about. Why are you whining? I got the Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. So I've definitely heard about this one before. People talked about it on at least Instagram. I don't know if I ever heard anyone talk about it on Bookstagram, but I probably did. But then again, I don't watch too many videos frequently. But hello, can I help you? Are you gonna come in? You gonna come say hi? You come say hi? Oh, you're a big boy. Yeah. Yeah. Hello. Did you miss me? Did you hear me talking? Oh, babe. I'm trying to do something. He's quite big. We love him so much, don't we? Are you going to be in the way the whole time? Are you going to tell them about the Dead Romantics? Are you going to tell them that it's about someone who's a ghostwriter, supposed to be ghostwriting novels for a famous author, but after a bad breakup, she no longer believes in love? And I imagine by the end of the book she believes in love? Oh, she actually meets a ghost. Because she's a ghostwriter. I get it. I get it. I don't read that many romance books. Albert, you're gonna have to move. But I thought I'd give it a go. The next one I got, I'm drawn to books that are massive because I'm like, well, there's some serious dedication going on there. So hopefully the world would be good, you know, because there's like so much going into it. It is The Luminaries, and it's like a tome. And also I'm interested in things that win prizes. It won the Booker Prize. Also, it's a really nice cover. It's by Eleanor Catton, and it's about these 12 men who have met in secret to discuss a series of unsolved crimes. Because it's so massive, I can imagine there's probably quite a few unsolved murders, and it'd be interesting if I can try and see if I can get it. But I don't know, maybe I will, maybe I won't. However, the font isn't so bad. Like, it's a decent sized font, so that will probably make it easier. The next one I got just because it's a Tolkien book. Beren and Luthien. I love the art style of these older style books, even though this one isn't actually an old release. This is a reasonably new edition, I can tell from just holding it. But I'm really into like retro covers of things because I don't know, I love that. It always looks like an artist has just drawn it in watercolour. Like, you know. Beren is a mortal man, but Luthien is an immortal elf. And essential to this tale is the fate that shadows their love. Her father, a great elvish lord, is deeply opposed to Beren and imposes on him an impossible task that he must perform before he might wed Luthien. Undaunted by Lord Thingol's challenge, Beren and Luthien embark on the supremely heroic attempt to rob Morgoth, the greatest of all beings. So Morgoth of Silmaril, one of the hallowed jewels that adorn the Black Enemy's crown. And it's edited by his son, so I imagine that it probably wasn't one that he fully finished, but I can look into that. The last one I got from the charity shop, I got it because I had no idea what was going on when I was trying to understand it. So it's literally just called Liver. It looks like this, by Will Self. Literally just called Liver. I was like, is it anatomical book? Is it science? But basically the blurb of this says, Val Carmichael's nose. A treatise could have been written on it. Indeed, it looked as if an unseen hand had begun to do exactly that, poking with steely nib at its subsurface blood vessels and pricking them into the raised purplish calligraphy of spider angioma, a definitive statement that the plantation club's owner was already in the early stages of cirrhosis. The only reason I know how to pronounce cirrhosis is because of Grey's Anatomy. I got nothing from that blurb. Nothing. If I didn't read it very well. There you go. But then I tried to see whether I could tell from inside. So then it's got this like inner blurb, which has got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then in the contents page, it's got like 4 sections, all with a different name, but 2 of them are in different languages, and one is literally called Birdie Num Num. So I just had to get it because I was like, what is this? What are you? So that's what I got in the cat's protection. When I was in town, I took Cat to the Minster bookshop, which is like my absolute favourite one. It's really old fashioned if you've ever been to York. It's like one room on top of another for like 6 floors. And it's all very oldie, you kind of can't walk through the backpack because it's so cluttered of like new books and old books. But we went down to the bargain section in the basement and I found this, Rebel Writers. It's by Celia Brayfield, but it's about the women who very first started writing literature about women and accidentally became revolutionary feminists in literature by accident. As I said, I like stuff about writers. I'm trying to be a writer. I'm a woman. And then when we went to Oxfam Books, I've been kind of slowly getting a little collection of like how to write novels books. So I found 2 more. I don't know if they're any good, and when I read them I will probably hear a lot of the same advice, but I'm kind of just trying to see a lot of opinions, try what I want to try. If it works for me, keep it. If it doesn't, as I said, throw it in bin. This one is literally called How to Write. It's like a writersанdartists.co.uk book, but written by Harry Bingham. No opinions on that yet, not done it. And then I got the typical how to write novels and get published for dummies. And again, no opinions on that, not done it yet. But yes, I will probably now do what I said that I was going to do that what I said I would do at the beginning. And I've basically got a little app, it's like a bookshelf app, and I'm going to scan the barcodes of all my books and it will document what they are. If my back hurts now, it's going to hurt later. Now that I'm making the shelves on the bookshelf app, I remember from last time I'd like to batch scan, so you could just keep scanning and it'll add it to the same shelf. So what I'm going to do is initially I'll do an all shelf, like everything I own, because that also means that I don't have to add the 2 numbers at the end for the full total, which is lazy but, you know, easier. But then I will have to probably add them to the other ones separately later, but that won't be so bad because I can just lie down and do that. I will also preface, these are mostly my fiction books. I have a little bookshelf over there that has a lot more non-fiction on, that I will be including, but I also am discounting my Japanese language books, partly because they're difficult to get to right now, and I'm also discounting the books I've got downstairs because I've basically got a cupboard full of dog books of like science about dog behaviour and dogs downstairs that is kind of separate from this whole concept. So I'm going to keep that separate. I'll probably scan those in on different shelves another time. But for the purposes of this process, I'm just going to keep it to my just regular fiction, regular non-fiction, and leave out the language books and the dog books. Oh, and if I have any duplicates, I'm just going to put them to one side and discount them. But then at the end I can kind of like say if I have duplicates, but then I can give them away. I could send them to friends, I could give them to charity like I do everything else. So Again, I will start now. Welcome to Sunday. Yeah, so the week got away from me a little bit there. If you can hear my dog chewing on his shoe, I apologise. But I finished the organisation of the books off my sofa, so now you can sit on the sofa. I'll show you. Sofa. And so there's like quite a lot of them next to me here, and the rest over in front of the bookcase. I didn't end up getting around to organising them into read and unread, but I'll probably do that sometime next week. I've got the next 2 days off, so that'll be nice. Without the pile of books that didn't have ISBN numbers, and without the books that I mentioned that I wasn't going to be including in this particular task, and minus the pile of My Hero Academia manga I just found downstairs, I have 1,024 books, which is quite a few books. And it's going to be devastating to know how many are unread, but that's absolutely fine because we can just work towards that ratio slowly changing. Gosh, he's chewing that very loudly. It's a yak chew, it's quite hard. Christ. But yeah, thanks for watching this vlog. It's not as content heavy as the last week's one, but you know what, that's okay. Sometimes we don't have as much stuff going on in life, and some days you have more to say than other days. I just enjoy the process, and I'm trying really hard to learn consistency, as I'd mentioned, and just getting it uploaded at all is enough for me, because I want to be doing it. And I have been filming, I've got plenty of clips, it's just probably going to be a less chatty vlog. But that's okay. So now, after having done all that cooking, which you may have seen, I'm now going to edit this vlog and try and get it up this evening. And if I get it done quickly, I will reward myself by playing World of Warcraft. So yeah, thanks again for being here. See you next week. Ciao!